Hello, thanks for tuning in. It's Jay McBain here from ChannelEyes. We've built the world's largest channel acceleration platform for vendors to better connect with their indirect partners. The innovative solution drives new levels of engagement and sales enablement of agents, dealers, resellers, and extended sales teams. ChannelEyes delivers a robust set of mobile tools for leading global companies to manage their increasingly complex channel organizations. Let's get started. The first thing that we've noticed in the industry is that traditional forms of communication to the channel have been declining over the last couple of years. Emails are opened by less than 15% of your entire audience, with 1 or 2% actually clicking and taking action. Things like portals are being used by less than 5% of your entire channel audience on a regular basis. Webinars, trade shows, and other forms of communication have also been dropping from a return on investment point of view, as well as just an ability to motivate, educate, and enable your partners out in the field. The one thing that has been growing is mobile. You'll notice if you go to an average trade show that 95% of channel partners now have a smartphone, and in many cases they have a tablet as well. The average user checks their phone 110 times a day, from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep. Actually, power users, and you may be one of them, actually check their phone upwards of 900 times a day. Pretty amazing when you think of where we're coming from. Apps are now becoming the primary source of doing business. In fact, a recent channel survey had 2/3 of channel partners using their phones in day-to-day business, working with vendors and working in front of customers. A very important trend that's becoming clear as the choice for working with channel partners. We introduced a product called ChannelCandy a couple of years ago. It's a fully customizable, branded, and secure platform for you to get onto your partners' phones, whether they be Apple, Android, it can be a mobile website running Windows phones, Blackberries, or on a computer, but a new way to get in the palm of their hands with all the key information they need to do their jobs. Where we're taking the platform from a vision point of view is the platform itself collects a lot of data around your channel partners. One is what they read, what they see, what they follow, where they attend, the types of things that they're doing day to day we're collecting, and those analytics can be drilled down either at a micro or macro scale, collecting the behaviors, scoring different behaviors, and enabling us over time to accelerate your channel performance via predictive, prescriptive type of analytics, as well as defining what your next best action is. So really, it's not just about a mobile app and marketing through mobile. It's really going to understanding more about your channel and getting real-time feedback that you've been missing up till now. The platform really has 10 pieces to it that differentiate it from any other mobile platform or other forms of communicating and enabling your channel. The first and foremost is it's secure. It links directly into your back-end system, whatever database or CRM or PRM system that you use to manage your channel, we can link into and share that database. You can also use a built-in security. If you don't have that database or don't want to use it, we can have you with full approvals and the ability to manage your entire security. Or third, a whitelist. If you have a number of partners by domain, we can allow everyone within your channel partners based on a whitelist that you provide for us. So very secure on the front end. Now that they're inside the app, the real benefit of mobile is making it a very personalized solution for them. So if they're a gold tier partner that, let's say are in Canada speaking French and, they follow these products, you can make the content and the tools very specific for that user. You can do it like you see here by tiers or by language, product lines. You can even go right to the job role. So we know that technical people don't want to see a lot of sales stuff and vice versa. So very targeted, and no two people have the exact same experience within the app. Third, we found new ways to communicate and more successful ways to communicate than in the past. A newsletter, whether it's read by less than 15% of the audience, is a long-form way to communicate. Today, people have attention spans that in many cases don't pass 140 characters. So we have a very social, very easy to use, and if anyone's used a tool like a Facebook or a Twitter, LinkedIn, they'll understand the news wall, being able to move through each story, clicking on things that are interesting to them. One of the powerful things that mobile does that no other platform can do is push notification. This is something, whether they're inside the app or not, you can get a message in real time out to your channel. So if it's a product launch or a program update, something that's really important like an incentive, you can get right in front of their phone and have them click through it to get to that information. The one interesting thing that we found about push notifications is that 75% of channel partners say yes to them when they install the app. That's different than consumer apps where 25% say yes. So now you have 3/4 of your entire audience. And then another interesting stat is that 90% of people see a push notification within 3 minutes of you sending it. So for the first time, you have 90% of 75%, so a majority of your channel partners in real time seeing what you're communicating. We've also fixed one of the challenges with a small screen. So trying to see PowerPoints or PDF files is very, very difficult. You do a lot of pinching and zooming, and it's difficult to kind of get through information in that format. We've created something called a card carousel. So it takes over the entire screen of the phone, again, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, whatever device they have or a tablet, takes over the entire screen, and it's like a deck of cards. You can flip from left to right. You can double tap on a card to flip it over, and you can explain things like product launches or program updates in very quick and easy ways for your channel partners to understand. So if they're going into a sales call in front of a customer, in the lobby, they can get enough information to be dangerous. Also, we know that you can't convert all of your different documents and everything else going back. So there is a resource center where you can store PDF files, PowerPoints, and the like, so that it is all at the fingertips of your partners. Number 4 is we're looking at new ways to drive engagement with your partners. It's not only about blasting information and getting them the latest information. It's the ability for them to reach back out and ask a question, get to the right person, connect the dots to be able to win a deal. So everything from private messaging right up to live chat. There's a number of ways that you can actually engage your channel audience and have them be able to communicate back and forth with your team. Number 5, and this is probably one of the most powerful, is putting the tools that are necessary to sell your product or to promote your services to the end client and putting them right in the palm of their hands. So the most popular types of tools are things like deal registration, calculators, quoting tools, configurators, locators, the things that are important that within a couple of taps of their thumb they can get at the right information in real time. So this becomes indispensable for them to find information and to use it when they're in front of customers. We can also connect these tools back to the systems that you're using, whether that be Salesforce.com or a number of other tools on the back end. So this can be a very interesting way to extend some of the tools that you have today on the web right onto mobile devices, as well as create new tools that can either drive sales or improve service out there in front of customers. Some of the new areas that we're exploring with new modules is one is gamification. Gamification is an emerging area where you can motivate your channel partners to do specific things. So at the beginning I talked about behaviors and the ability to understand and score behaviors and link those and correlate those to successful outcomes. If you're able to do that and you know that a certain sales rep did 3 things, watched a video, read a white paper, maybe did a survey, those 3 things led to a 10% increase in sales. Wouldn't it be great to go to all of your sales reps in every channel partner and deploy those 3 things in a set of missions? Now, you can then put points against those. You can design a campaign with tier levels, and these can be monetary or non-monetary. As today, with tools like Foursquare, people, whether they get points, they show up in a leaderboard against some of their colleagues and competitors, or, just badges. They want to be an MVP or something like that. There's a lot of non-monetary ways to get people through these missions to do specific behaviors that you want out there. Also, if you wanted to make it monetary, for example, if a 10% increase in sales was worth a $5 cup of coffee, you could give them a Starbucks card when they reach that level or do those three things. You could also have it set up where, along the way, an iPad or a trip or something else, it can be more successful of a partner, can get obviously richer gifts in return for doing that. Very, very flexible, interesting way to motivate and drive loyalty across your channel. Another new thing that we've worked on is called a pitch tracker. And one of the challenges in driving any kind of program launch or product launch is getting information back. In most cases, it's done post-mortem. Months and months after the launch, you start to collect data, try to figure out what went right, what went wrong, improve it for the next time. We've developed this as a check-in tool, very, very simple. With 2 or 3 taps of your thumb, you can have your partners report on how it's going. So for example, the morning of a product launch, you can have your extended sales team out there in your partner base come back in and check in. How did it go? Was it hot or cold? Was it big or small? Was the price too high? What were the objections? If you could get those 2 or 3 questions back based on your campaign and what you wanted to know, and then your program managers and your product managers and everyone managing these things can start to do course corrections if necessary. If you're starting to see one objection over everyone else, you can drive more education through the app, or maybe another incentive or a deal, something to get over that objection. And then again, the next day, you're starting to collect those behaviors again, and you can track all of this in real time. So again, for the first time, you're really dealing with real-time information, real-time feedback, and able to make course corrections if necessary. The third emerging area in terms of popularity is syndication. We know that when a brand or a vendor says something great about their products, people may or may not read that, and they may or may not believe that. What we're finding is when your partner, a certain person in a certain city that has a following on Twitter and Facebook and other places, LinkedIn, says something in their own words, it actually has some power. And the people that are in their network, they get that endorsement of your product, and it's your content, it's your update, it's your language, but it's spoken through one of your partners to their audience. That level of amplification is very, very powerful and very, very easy to do on a mobile phone, connecting all their networks. Behind all of these tools is a deep set of analytics. So the ability to look into what's happening in your environment, right down to an individual user, individual partner, right up to a company and into the macro kind of global view. Being able to drill in and drill out of certain things to see where perhaps improvements in performance can be had. It could be different products, it could be content, it could be the tools, education, other types of things that you can actually learn these behaviors and what's happening out there in your channel community, and then learn what content works, what incentives work, what program changes will have the biggest impact. These are the types of analytics that will help you improve the program and go back to the product teams to improve the launch of products out into the channel. And then finally, we have a content management system that's very, very simple to use. So we understand that you're not going to be able to hire a team or another person to go and just dedicate it to mobile. So we wanted to make sure that, first of all, the content that you have today can be automatically brought in via RSS feed. The social postings that you're making today can be brought in if you want them to be. So upwards of 80% of content can be automated and just flow through the system. You can also go in and schedule posts. You can expire them. You have a lot of control over the wall in terms of what you want to publish and when you want to publish it. So it's very, very simple to use. What we say is if anyone, you or anyone on your team, knows how to post on Facebook, They know how to post on this content management system, as well as make push notifications, manage the security, and all the other types of things around the app. So it really doesn't take an extra person to do this. It takes, maybe an hour per week to keep it fresh and keep it updated and keep it as a very important resource for your channel partners. We have several customers around the world who have now shifted to mobile. Several have shut down their portal while doing this and call it the new normal or game-changing way in terms of the way they communicate now with the channel. We have worked with customers both big and small right around the world and in different industries that have different types of channel challenges and been able to solve problems in a very unique way using this new platform. We've also been recognized by different research houses, analysts, that again look at this as groundbreaking. They look at it as disruptive and really the future of how channels will be managed and organized, and really extending, enabling, engaging partners in a new way. So in conclusion, why partner with us? We're the largest channel mobile acceleration platform today. It is purpose-built for channels. It is not an end-user app. It is directed right at your agents, your dealers, your resellers, your advisors, whatever you call the people who resell your product, who sponsor your product, endorse your product, find customers for your product, anyone within the middle of the chain who need to be educated, need to be motivated, and obviously need the tools in the palm of their hands. We're always working on new improvements. You saw 3 new modules in this presentation that just recently came out in this year, and we're always working on new ways to better communicate and engage your channel. We also have the ability to work custom with you if there are specific things that you want with your channel or specific tools that would be very powerful out there in the palm of their hands. We can definitely build something that is useful and look at ways to do that very, very efficiently for us. This is everything that we do. We're focused, we're purpose-built to do this in the channel organization, and we'd love to have a discussion with you further. If you want to go to ChannelEyes.com and request a demo, or you can find more information there, or call us at 518-203-3030. Thank you so much for your time today.